In today's video, we are going to rank the top 10 best rides in Universal Studios at the Universal Orlando Resort.
If you're new here, on this channel we talk about all things Halloween, Harry Potter, and theme parks. If that's something you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hey guys, welcome back. In a recent video, we ranked the top 10 best rides at Islands of Adventure. If you're interested in seeing that video, we'll put a link down in the description so you can check that out after you finish this video. But in today's video, like we said, we are going to rank the top 10 best rides in Universal Studios. We're going to start with number 10 on our list and work our way all the way up to number 1.
Naturally.
Let's get into it.
Coming in at number 10 on our list is Fast and Furious Supercharged. So this ride gets a lot of flack. We dish it out ourselves pretty often. But I don't think it's because the ride is just necessarily that bad. The ride it's okay, but I think it's mainly due to the fact that it could have been so much better. Fans of the series probably expected something totally different than what they got, and then fans of the theme park were probably very disappointed to just have another screen ride. When the ride was announced, I had visions of something probably similar to Disney's Test Track, and then what we got was party buses. It didn't really make sense to me. I always envisioned being in cars and racing in like another car just based on the series, and with that, we also got kind of a storyline that doesn't make sense, and I think that's why it really is just unpopular with the guests.
This ride does have some redeeming qualities,
Yeah.
which is mainly the queue. If you've never ridden this ride, we do suggest that you check it out because there's some really cool like car bodies that you can see in
We're not
line.
even really car people. But...
No, but that is why this made our top 10. Coming in at number 9 on our list is the Simpsons Ride. We know that there are several of you that are probably a little bit disappointed that Simpsons is coming in at number 9 on our list, but there's one major flaw with this ride that has put it so low in our rankings, and that's the fact that so many people experience motion sickness on this ride.
Yeah, as disappointing as it is to you, it is probably equally, if not more disappointing to us that we just don't... It's not that we don't like the ride, it's just that it makes me sick. It's one of the only rides left in either park that makes me sick. It's really a toss-up. About half the time on it, I just feel terrible for an hour or so. We love the theming of this area. It's so immersive. Like, we're not even... Like, we couldn't justify being called Simpsons fans. We're familiar with the characters and some of we've seen, shows, but we spend a lot of time there not even being fans because it is such a great land. But the ride itself just needs some updates. Truly, if they just improved the 3D graphics or, improved certain aspects of the ride, it could be one of the best rides in the park. But as it is, it does come in at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem. Minions used to be one of our favorite rides in the park. It's also one of the first rides that you see when you walk in, and it was a good indicator of how busy the parks were that day. And the reason I'm using everything in the past tense is because in 2019, they took away the 3D technology with the ride. You no longer wear the Minion goggles, and it's really hurt the ride itself.
Since they've made that change, our favorite part of the show is actually the pre-show and the fart gun.
Banana.
And the end of the ride. And no, not the fact that the ride is over, but the dance party.
With that being said, we still really do enjoy this ride. It's a lot of fun, and kids seem to be crazy about it. And with us being big kids at heart, obviously we still love getting on it. But it really was hurt when they took away the 3D goggles, and that's why it's just number 8, because no more 3D.
Coming in at number 7 is The Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon. this is one of the tamer 3D rides in the park, and it offers a different experience than pretty much every other ride. So when you walk through this queue, it's a really fun, immersive queue, and when you walk into the ride vehicle, it feels like you're walking into a studio to actually watch a recording.
Yeah, so once again, the queue is one of the best parts. And it's not because the ride's bad. The ride's actually very entertaining. They just didn't do a very good job of making you feel like you're on I think they call it the Tonight Rider, which is like the vehicle, the fake vehicle for the attraction.
Right.
It just doesn't feel like you're necessarily in that. With that being said, we still ride it almost every time we go to the parks because, like I said, it's entertaining and the story is actually pretty fun, even though it's not realistic. It's a lot of fun.
If you're a fan of Jimmy Fallon, you will absolutely enjoy this ride, which is why it comes in at number 7 on our list.
Coming in at number 6 is Transformers. Beep, boom, boom. So Transformers is a very good 3D ride. If you have never ridden it, but you've ridden The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man in Islands of Adventure, it's pretty much the same thing. Same style of ride vehicle, screens, all that. The only thing that keeps us from riding it every time we go to the parks is it seems to have some crazy wait times, even with Express. The last time that we were down there, we ended up riding it a couple of times, but one of the days we went to ride it, the standby time was like 180 minutes, and even the Express line was like out the door and was going through a couple of like stanchions and stuff. So yeah, we dodge it sometimes.
Yeah.
Also, I would be a terrible son if I didn't shout out my mother in this video. Because she loves Transformers. She's never been on the ride, but I think she would marry Optimus Prime if she could, if he were real. He's real. And, Megan Fox.
One of the things that this ride does so successfully is that it immerses you as the rider into the storyline better than a lot of other rides do. Not only is it such an immersive, enjoyable experience, but you also get to meet some of your favorite characters like Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. And for those reasons, that's why it comes in at number 6 on our list.
Megan Fox.
Coming in at number 5 on our list is E.T. Adventure.
Welcome home.
E.T. is one of our absolute favorite rides in the park.
That smell.
We love it so much. We ride it at least once a day every time we visit, and it's just so nostalgic. It's really not like a thrill ride or anything like that. It's a ride where you can just kind of take a break and get off your feet for a few minutes.
And see one of the most terrifying things in existence, and that's Magdoll. Magdoll's scary.
Well, we just love E.T. so much. Like I said, it's just the nostalgia of the old, sometimes barely working animatronics and E.T.'s head popping up out of the basket.
Just random.
We love it so much. It's just, I think we would both be absolutely devastated if this ride ever left Universal. And oh my gosh, it's just so much fun. If you visit Universal, you have to ride E.T.
Yeah, I almost at this point feel guilty for not putting it higher than number 5 because I feel guilty.
Obviously, we both have a very emotional connection to E.T. And it's really just a staple of Universal at this point, and so that's why it's number 5 on our list.
Coming in at number 4 is Men in Black Alien Attack. That rhymes. This ride has the most re-rideability of any ride in the parks.
In case you're not aware, this ride is a shooter ride where you have a little laser gun that you're shooting at alien targets. So in this ride, you're training to become the next Men in Black agent, and it does a really good job of incorporating the movies into the ride, which we love the Men in Black series. But our favorite part of the ride is that you get to compete against each other in the game.
So I know why I love the ride, but I have yet to figure out why Anna here continues to enjoy it when it is just a slaughter every time that we ride it. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of points. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of points, Anna. Every time. Every time.
The reason that I still enjoy this ride, even though I may not be the highest scorer in our cart every time that we play, I have definitely beat you before. But I enjoy it because every time I ride, I just try to beat my own personal high score. And that is enough fun for me. So that's why this ride comes in at number 4.
Hundreds of thousands.
Coming in at number 3 on our list is the Hollywood Ride Rockit. This is by far the most thrilling ride in Universal Studios. It's the only real roller coaster in the park, and that 90-degree climb in the beginning, it really gets you going. And couple that with the little hesitation,
that little tick
at the top of that big hill.
We've ridden it like 100 times, and it gets us every time.
Yeah.
Also, this is one of those rides that it's incredible at night. If we are finishing our day at Universal Studios, we make it a point that, hey, before we walk out the gates, we are going to ride Ride Rockit. It is truly one of our favorite things to do.
Yeah.
And we do have a small little rule, and it's that hands and feet are up the whole time. So, like, you can't see it, but our feet are up. We're doing it right now. And that's just to ensure that if anything goes wrong, we will die.
Couple that with getting to pick what song you listen to when you ride it.
Yeah, the songs are getting a little dated, but it's still fun. We always pick the same song. And I don't mean like we don't play the same song every time we ride it. We're like, hey, what song are we playing? And then we end up with some random song sometimes that we've never heard of.
So this is why it comes in at number 3 on our list.
Coming in at number 2 is Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. If you know us, or if you've seen our videos before, you assumed it was going to be up here because we are such big Harry Potter fans. But we do just enjoy the ride. I mean, yes, the theming has a lot to do with that.
Right.
Walking through Diagon Alley and then walking into Gringotts, it can't hurt. This is one of the most gorgeous places in the parks, and we just... We love the ride. We love the characters. We're going to be biased. We try to be subjective, but it's up here because we love it.
As a Harry Potter fan, there's just so much to love in this ride. And one of our favorite things is that this is the only place in either park that you get to see Voldemort.
Perhaps a little dose of pain to help you remember.
You also get to see the Golden Trio, Bellatrix, Nagini,
everyone.
The goblins. I mean, it's so hard to beat.
It also has like a really unique balance between 3D screens and I'll say like a roller coaster type ride. The ride vehicle itself is kind of unique and way it turns and does all that. So it is a good ride. I'm not sure that, like I said, we were trying to be subjective, and if you put it in a different shell, I think it would still be a fun ride. I just don't know if it would be number 2 because, whatever, it's our list.
Coming in at number 1 is Revenge of the Mummy.
Ghostly Swoosh.
The thing that we love about this ride is that it always keeps you guessing.
Yeah, so it is never going to be that first ride again. We ride it a ton, and we truly do love this ride. But that first time you ever ride it is just so fantastic.
It's so good.
Like, it's one of my fondest memories. It's the first time you get on there and experience some of the things. We won't spoil them, but it's in case you haven't ridden it in the last 16 years. But seriously, it's a lot of fun, and it shocks you like 3 or 4 times. And I just wish I could go back.
I wish the Men in Black thing at the end of the ride actually erased your memory so I could go rewrite it for the first time.
we would just forget to get on our flight. We'd live down there. It's really just a great indoor coaster. Like, we just haven't found ourselves getting tired of it.
No.
We ride it a lot. I mean, like too much sometimes. It's not really rough. Like, a lot of people complain about maybe Rip Ride being a little rough, and this just isn't that way. There's a couple places where It does snap your neck, but but
If you've ridden it, you know.
Yeah, you know what we're talking about. But it's really not that bad. It's just like all I can say is it's so much fun. The queue's really cool. Like there's some interactive parts of the queue. The people on stilts, the actors outside, they're always a lot of fun and interactive. It's just overall, it's our favorite attraction in Universal, and honestly, it's probably one of our favorite attractions in either park. Alright guys, that wraps up today's video. Leave us a comment in the comment section and let us know your top 10 rides at Universal Studios.
If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. You can hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification so you get an alert every time we post a new video.
Thanks for watching. Go see Swoosh.